because in the cruiserweight division, we have two family men. We have Joey Angelo, that he's a steel worker, hard as nails, the way our producer called him, and he has an interesting habit when he goes to work.
He goes to work and he likes to punch everything at work, the steel, the machines. Finally, his boss had to say, will you stop? You're going to mess up my stuff here. I mean, he is a very, very solid fighter, and a great story about Joey Angelo. My first fight with BYB was out in Cheyenne, Wyoming a couple of years ago. He fought on that card. He won in 45 seconds, and then a few days later ran off to Hawaii to get married and didn't have a mark on him. His wife was not happy that he was fighting, but he won easily. They went out and got married, and it's a great story.
A man of his word. And to tell you the truth, this is interesting because not only is he very efficient, he has not lost since 2012. So is he due for a loss? I don't know, but he's going to face Brandon Johnson, who moved all the way to Indiana because though he was born and raised in New Orleans, in the Louisiana area. Basically, his wife told him there's only two ways that you're going to go. Either you're going to end up dead or you're going to end up in jail. Either way, Indiana saved his life, and he's fought all his life. So today might be the one day that is going to come in handy, especially facing somebody like Joey Angelo.
Well, he loves to be active. He doesn't want to be idle. That's what he told us. And he is expecting a great fight from his opponent. He respects him, but he feels he's got the goods to take him out. So we'll see.
Do you think the age gap is going to be a little bit of a factor tonight?
Only if it starts going into later rounds. You know, in the first few rounds, heck, if you're running out of gas in the third round, you're in trouble anyway. It doesn't matter how old you are. But if this fight goes on into, you know, the fourth or the fifth round, that age difference could wind up being a factor.
Well, let's see if it's Joey Angelo's night, the man of steel. But you guys have all the goods down there. Goldie?
She is just on a roll tonight, isn't she? and I thought you were the one who did stand-up comedy, Benny. Claudia can do it in multiple languages, by the way. Our tail of the tape for this cruiserweight battle. They talked about the age difference.
Yeah, and there it is right there. 43 years old for Brandon Johnson of Portage, Indiana, originally from Louisiana, as Claudia let us know. Joey Angelo's listed out of Las Vegas, but I know him actually from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Moved over to Las Vegas to, you know, further his combat sports career. Reaches a similar 77 inches for Johnson, 76 for Angelo. Both standing at 6 feet tall and both weighing 195.
Ladies and gentlemen, our fifth bout on the card is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the cruiserweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the Trigon, Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Years and years ago, we had UFCs in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We would go to the hotel, Benny. We would eat at, where would we eat? We would eat at the only restaurant that was there. Then we would go back to the hotel. Then we would go back to the only restaurant which was there, Cracker Barrel. We'd go back, we'd go to the arena, and we'd have a late night meal at Cracker Barrel. Now, Brandon said, Goldie, there's more than Cracker Barrel there. I don't know what that means. There's 2 Cracker Barrels.
Unlike Biloxi, where in every corner there's a Waffle House.
Yes, there is.
Hey, man, we had some good Cajun fish today, though.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. The Waffle House is everywhere.
It is indeed. So you have a man who drives a semi for a living against the man of steel, which is very interesting. Brandon Johnson has been stopped just twice in his combat career. Both were short notice fights. He has been in bare knuckle battles where he's 1-1. He has also been in the bare knuckle MMA world where Jorge Masvidal holds those great events. And his last fight back in March was against Yuli Diaz, the monster.
Yeah,
you
good
know?
bare knuckle fighter himself.
Yes, and you know what Brandon did? It was an MMA fight. He said, I took him down as quickly as I could. I said, that's a smart move.
And he's a heavy-handed fighter.
Yes.
You know, you get some of those guys, they shake your hand, and it just feels heavy.
Yep.
That's the way that Brandon's hands felt. I mean, just heavy, heavy, heavy hands.
He stays busy. He said he does his cardio. He respects his opponent because he is a family guy like me.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, please welcome the Trigon, Joey Angelo.
Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this cruiserweight bare knuckle bout is brought to you by Life Sciences Natural Solutions. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 195 pounds. He holds a bare knuckle record of 1 win, 1 loss, and he fights out of Portage, Indiana, by way of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Introducing Brandon Boss Hog Johnson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 195 pounds. He holds a bare knuckle record of 2 wins, 1 loss. And he fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Introducing Joey Cinderella Man Angelo. Our referee in charge, Bobby Wambacher.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up if you want.
This should be a very good battle. Angelo has never been stopped. The only time Johnson has been finished were, as he told us, short notice fights.
They just winked at each other, Mike.
Here we go. That's that respect you talked about, Benny. The southpaw Angelo in the black with the gold trim. Johnson in the orthodox stance has his black and gold going as well. Boss Hog ducks under.
See a little technique and now some aggression there on the part of Johnson.
But you notice, Paul, these guys, they know exactly where to put their hands.
Yeah.
They got their hands in the right place, and it's a place where they're going to do some damage.
Yeah, and you can see this is a fight where both, oh, good counter shot there by Johnson. Again, that loopy right hand on the inside to the southpaw.
Joey said, I think Brandon is a crafty vet with a lot of momentum behind him. He is not to be taken lightly.
But I'll tell you right now, Brandon is using this space perfectly right now, with the exception of right now, but because he's stepping right in there, making Joey back up.
Yeah, he's giving Joey Angelo something to think about. And right now, Angelo has to figure out, oh, there, good combination there by Angelo. Just as I said, he's got to figure out a way to get on the inside and work his combinations, and that's what he just did there.
Looking to drive his semi right through that steel wall is what he's trying to do. Good movement by Joey Angelo. Said he's running about 100 miles a month. He also does a lot of swimming.
Yeah, we saw some good technique on the part of Freeman last fight, using feints on the outside. And there's Johnson now feinting a little bit. That's what I want to see from these guys as well, because they've got a pretty confident stance on the outside. So some feints could maybe disrupt the timing of the opponent if they're used.
But Johnson, what he's doing right now, really good footwork to back up Angelo against those ropes, and that's not a good place to be.
Yeah, and also Angelo's not really punching when he's backing up. You know, we've seen a couple of sharp counter punchers tonight, but Angelo, not really one of them. Although he uses a check right hook there, as Johnson rushed in, and I think it was a clash of heads there when he rushed in there. See Angelo checking himself for a cut.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you get a southpaw and an orthodox stance, because you got to watch that inside foot, and they're stepping on each other right now.
Reach is virtually identical. 77 inches for Johnson, 76 for Angelo. Johnson very complimentary of his opponent as well.
And Johnson left that lazy jab to the stomach out there, and Angelo pounced right off of that. That was a very lazy, now he's trying to use hammer punches on the inside, is Angelo. Very lazy, just lackadaisical jab to the stomach. I don't know what that touch was, but usually you do that to try to set up a trap or something, walk your opponent into something, but all that did was make Angelo rush in, and there was nothing waiting for him, so Angelo was able to land some shots.
And you know, at 43, the question's always going to be, what kind of physical condition is he in? Is he going to be able to sustain the pace of this fight for Johnson?
And it had been a good pace for him. I mean, it was kind of back and forth until that moment. It was a crucial mistake here in the first round, and it gave probably the biggest moment of the first round to Joey Angelo.
Now I'm going to give that Brandon Johnson that first round.
All right, I tell you, that was a close round, Benny, because I'm going to go the other way with it and give it to Angelo based on that combination he was able to land there.
How'd you see it, Mike?
I would say the same. The Boss Hog, I would see it the same. He assures us that his cardio is good, and he he said he's got the mindset to battle wherever the fight goes, and being able to adjust in a split second is a monumental factor, especially inside the Trigon.
And you know, one of the things that Joey promised us was he said, this is not going to go to the judges.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and end this, you know, and it's going to end quickly, so we'll see if he continues to go. But I think he's starting to get his rhythm now, and what Johnson can't do is get lazy with those shots. You can't paw a jab out there, lazily paw it out there. You got to snap that thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, Benny. You know, when you're usually pawing, you're usually trying to set a trap where you're trying to bait a counter from your opponent so you can counter the counter. But, I mean, he just kind of left it out there, and you know, it was a sharp counter punching by Spencer, Joey Angelo, just as I said that he wasn't counter punching that much a few seconds before that. Well, there's a nice counter again by Angelo.
And that thing, you know, and Bobby, I mean, right here, Paul, you can explain the footwork, the importance of the southpaw, what he's got to do, especially the orthodox fighter, to get inside that right foot.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, Angelo's trying to, you know, mix it in back and forth, but the crucial moment is when you're throwing the punch. You prefer to have your foot on the outside most of the time.
The Boss Hog, he's in the blue wrap. He has the trunks with the purple and gold on them. The southpaw, his opponent, Joey Angelo, out of Brooklyn, living in Vegas right now. The black with the gold trim, and of course the red wrap.
Angelo's older skin now breaking open little by little. There's a nice little up jab, Johnson's older skin breaking open little by little. Nice up jab by Angelo, I meant.
Boy, these guys are having a great time. They're smiling.
Yeah, they're comfortable. You can tell they're fight vets. You know, they're sharp jab by Angelo, but these guys are sharp fight vets. You know, they're comfortable in there. They're not the kind of guys that are gonna get hit with a couple of shots and be uncomfortable. They're gonna work their way through this. Both guys predicted knockouts, but I tell you, to get either guy out of this fight, it's gonna take some work because both guys are pretty committed to it.
Bob Alexander talked about BYB 2, Cheyenne, Wyoming, when we here in the Trigon first met Joey Angelo. His other two bare knuckle battles have gone the full 5 rounds. Durability for the steel man.
Clash of heads there. Again, the southpaw versus right-hander. Sometimes can happen. Clash of heads and also tripping of feet. Sometimes it slip downs and whatnot.
Yeah, keep watching that lead foot by Johnson and trying to get that thing outside so you can throw that straight right hand.
Brandon Johnson said, I've been bare knuckle since age 10. Why not do it and get paid for it?
Johnson is coming up shorter and shorter with that right hand he's trying to throw. Angelo has the timing on it to step back. You'd probably like to see a couple more counter opportunities for Angelo as he's making Johnson miss with that right hand every time he tries it. There, he's missed it again.
Paul, here's a good shot of the feet right there.
A lot of grappling on the inside. Both of these guys have done some MMA, so a lot of jockeying for position.
Johnson's done MMA with and without gloves. The bare knuckle MMA, as I mentioned. Professional MMA record for Joey Angelo is 6-1. Lost way back in 2012. He is on a 6-fight win streak. That was from 2012 to 2017 in mixed martial arts.
Now there's blood on the eye of Angelo as well. So both guys giving blood tonight.
So far, this fight is as advertised. Two tough dudes who respect each other tremendously. We're going to leave it all inside the mighty Trigon.
I got the fight even right now. I'm going to give that one to Angelo.
Yeah, I got it 2-0, but, you know, competitive fight, but I got a 2-0 for Angelo there. Although Johnson having some success as well each round. I mean, in this round, he's opened up a cut over the eyes of Angelo. At least one eye, for sure, the right eye. I don't know if the left eye is also cut on the part of Angelo.
And Mike, but you sense it for Johnson. He's fighting in spurts, you know, in spurts and stuff like that. And you wonder if at 43, can he sustain that pace, you know, throughout the whole fight? And that's what we're going to see.
And that's exactly what he's doing, right? I mean, when you get older, you sort of, I can remember being old. I didn't fight into my 40s, but I remember later in my career, you know, trying to pick my spots to fight and then hope that my opponent would leave me alone and try to trick him into thinking I was dangerous during the moments I was trying to rest. The problem with the sometimes the problem with the Trigon is there's not a lot of space there to get your rest even when you're trying to fool the guy.
You saw all the different platforms where you can join us, subscribe, like on social media. Exciting news coming your way very soon from BYB Extreme. So stay close, stay tuned, stick around, and enjoy.
I'll tell you, man, the way these guys are beating on each other, you would never think they like each other, but
They really do.
they do like each other. They respect each other. It's fun to see, actually.
But you know, the cut that Angelo has is inside and above the right eye. See that?
Yeah.
It's almost like the same spot you got your cut.
Yeah, yeah. When I fought in bare knuckle as well.
See, now here's an opportunity for the Thai plum, and I don't see these guys using that.
Yeah, weird, right? Because both guys have, especially Johnson, he has a real grappling ability. We saw that that's how he beat Ulysses, right?
Yep, absolutely. Took him down, put him in a submission arm triangle choke in 3 minutes, 23 seconds. If I thought I could take down Yuli Diaz, I might go MMA against him, but I don't think I could, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, you got a bad shoulder, so we understand.
And according to Claudia, I'm very old.
You don't heal as quickly.
No, I do not. I'm on about year 2.
There's moments where both guys are kind of in front of each other, looking to jockey for position before they get into these inside moments. And those are the moments you want to see, those feints. You can maybe get a guy to react the wrong way and then, you know, lead with some shots that prevent you from winding up in these clinches, you know, where it's harder to do work. See, right here, you want to get a good feint here. Might draw a mistake out of somebody. Kind of the way we saw Friedman doing to Hedrick last fight.
Brandon Johnson started training back in 2005. Likes to stay busy, fought in January and in March of this year. He told us 5 to 7 fights a year would be perfect. We have reached the 3rd round for the first time tonight. And some great matchups still to come, including our heavyweight title fight, and then Patty Juarez, our first ever female champion, our first champion here in BYB, looks to defend her lightweight title once again in our main event of the evening.
Now we're getting some dirty fighting.
Yeah,
he's using that elbow beautifully, then coming over the top of it.
You gotta be careful with the way they're touching hands, though. Somebody wants to stop getting friendly when they're going to touch hands. The other guy might hit him.
But you know, it's just a matter of time. Angelo's that right hand. Watch that overhand right. He's been setting that up to come over the left of Johnson. I think that's going to really be a hell of a punch for him.
Johnson doing a good job at the end of that round with his dirty boxing.
Yeah, good competitive rounds, I'll tell you.
As I mentioned, still to come. Not 1, but 2 titles are on the line. Tony Lopez is back, looking to become the BYB heavyweight champion. Standing in his way, Jordan Mitchell, who has spent about 1 minute and 18 seconds in the Trigon and is 2-0. Patty Juarez, our first ever champion, is in for a dogfight against Biloxi, Mississippi's own Monica Medina. That is our main event of the evening. 2 belts in our co-main and our main event still to come tonight.
And that's going to be a Mexico versus Puerto Rico battle.
Which means it's going to be a great fight.
Oh.
This has been a great fight. I'm going to do the days for you, Benny, because now you got me all hooked. 3,495 days ago, last time Joey Angelo tasted defeat.
Man, I'm going to get that app, you know that?
It's really fun.
Now he's targeting the body. 2 sharp left crosses to the chest and stomach by Joey Angelo. Now he goes to the head. That was a well set up trap, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how he did that. He threw the 2 sharp left hands to the stomach first to kind of get Johnson to think to the stomach. And then the 3rd left hand he threw of the round kind of gave a break between each left hand. And then the 3rd one he threw, he got it up to the head. And Johnson was waiting for another one to the stomach. He's got him thinking about it. And then that's why the left hand to the head landed so cleanly. Well set up by Joey Angelo.
That was a clean shot. You could hear that shot. And Johnson wasn't even really buckled.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it though. And I'll tell you, in a competitive fight where all the rounds are close, those are key scoring shots.
But I'll tell you what, the corner of Angelo's done a great job on that cut, because that has not been a problem at all. It's above and inside the eye.
Yep.
So, Benny, you had it 2-0 going into the third. Paulie had it 1-1. So
no,
now after you had it 2-0.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Benny had it 1-1. Paulie 2-0, 1-1. What did we do in the third? Who'd you give it to?
I gave that one to Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, I had it for Johnson too. I got a 2-1 for Angelo, but he's having himself a very good fourth round here.
And I tell you right now, that right hand, Paulie, that right hand by Angelo is there. Come right over the top of that left hand.
See, my powerful partner over here, the Magic Man, he's so good to me, so kind. He's always got my back. But when I got the scorecards mixed up for just a half second, did you see that? Like,
No, he was all over you.
Bam!
It's kind of like Johnson and Angelo. They may be winking at each other, but when any chance to get the little dirty fighting, they'll do it.
Goldie, don't pull that one on me. That's not what I'm talking about. But now you have very even scorecards. We have a very close fight. We are in round 4 of 5. Joey Angelo, Brandon Johnson.
There's that uppercut. Angelo fighting through that.
Oh, good shot there by Angelo as well. Short left hand.
And that really opened up that cut on Johnson's face now. I tell you what, Angelo's really using that elbow really well.
Yeah, he is.
And the position of the referee, Bobby Wambach, is allowing him to do it because he's behind him.
Big shots from Boss Hog.
Oh, he hurt his arm.
Yep.
That's a bicep.
That is a bicep tendon. That's exactly what it is.
That is one of the most painful injuries you will ever get, the bicep tendon tear.
I'll tell you, man, if that's a tear.
That's on my list. It's horrible.
If that's a tear, this is over, man.
Yeah.
If that's a bicep tear, this is over.
I've seen that in football when an offensive tackle is blocking and it goes back.
Yeah.
Look at the muscle. Look at on the left.
Yeah, it's hanging.
Oh, man.
That is nasty. That's cast from the knuckles all the way
Watch
to
it.
the
Look at that arm.
shoulder.
Look at
See what he's going to do. He's got 2 minutes left. See what he's going to be able to do.
He's going to have to fight one-handed.
If anything.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
Look at that bicep.
Yeah.
That's a bicep tear.
Yep.
Let's see what he does, man.
Look at that.
Yeah. The bicep,
And
it's
he's
the
short.
tendon.
And
Yep.
Oh, the fight's over.
It's over.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, yeah. Unfortunately, I have experienced that, Benny, and that was from just a gentle jab that I missed, and it went beep, overextended, and boom, that was it.
Yeah, one of my ex-trainers, Buddy McGirt, had that, I think, in the fight that he won the title against Simon Brown.
Yeah.
Or one of his title defenses, yeah. And he won the fight, but, man, it's not an easy injury to deal with.
I tell you what, Mel Valenzuela's got it. Mel Valenzuela's got to give us this fight again. I like to see the end of this fight.
Yeah.
Right there. Look at the bicep. Look at the bicep.
Came off.
Oh,
And you see Johnson doing what he's supposed to do here, trying to attack right away.
and that's when it gets detached.
Yeah.
It's actually detached from the bone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna need a surgery, man. That's the kind of
serious
injury that
surgery.
is.
Yeah.
That's a layoff.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I had a teammate of mine, Russ Bollinger, with the Lions, suffered that. Wow, and you can see there, look at the surgery scars by Mr. Anatomy over here.
There he is.
From the old guy.
Mr. Calculator, Mr. Anatomy.
Yeah. He tried to donate his body to the motor vehicle. They said, we don't want it.
Here's Big Mo. Unfortunate ending, great fight. Big Mo, take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bobby Wambacher calls a stop to this contest at the end of the 4th round, declaring your winner by TKO via doctor stoppage, Brandon Boss Hog Johnson.
Sometimes it goes like that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see it again, guys. You know,
Oh, we got to see this
if we
again.
see it again, it's not going to be for a while. I tell you.
That's
Angelo's going to need surgery.
recovery. Yeah.
That's a surgery. That's a recovery. Then that's a rehab, and that's back in training and getting back in shape. That's a while.
I hope he's right-handed.
Yeah, you know, Brandon Johnson might be
And
45
Southpaw
by
side might
then.
not be.
He fought southpaw, but I tell you, he threw mostly right hand.
No,
so
I'm talking about the
wondering.
cast and the surgery he's going to go through.
How long were you out for?
Oh, man, it was 9 months. And it was a cast from here, from my wrist, all the way up to my shoulder. Claudia, that was a nasty one, but man, those two put on a great show, didn't they?
Oh my goodness, that was a show. That was a slugfest. And what about Johnson's jaw? He kept ticking, like you said. We could hear the punches all the way up here, and he just kept going, and Joey wouldn't stop. Too bad that arm, and like Paulie just mentioned, 9 months to recover. Do you think he'll be back after 9 months, maybe a year?
It's possible. I mean, if he's a good healer and does all of his rehab the right way, he's got a shot at making it back. It was a great fight. It's unfortunate that it ended the way it did. You know, we saw a lot of bad blood yesterday at the weigh-in and the fighter interviews. There was none of that with these two. They respected each other, and they put on a heck of a show. That was a very close fight. I don't know how the judges had it. I thought that going into that fourth round, Angelo was in control, and then he really took control in the fourth. Then you had that unfortunate injury happen. That's just, like Paulie said, that's just the way it happens in boxing, bare knuckle, or whatever kind of fighting sport. Sometimes those fluke injuries will happen and turn a fight around, and that's exactly what happens.
It's very interesting because after the amount of punches that he launched in the first and the second and the third round, it was just that very short uppercut that didn't quite connect solid, and that's all it took. But like he said, he's an Iron Man. He's going to keep coming back, and I'm sure that Mel will give us this as perhaps a surprise for next year, because this is worth watching again. A rematch is a must.
Absolutely. It was a great fight. Best fight of the night so far. And you and I said before the fight, we like both guys. We hate to see either one of them lose, but somebody had to, and somebody did. And congratulations to the winner, Brandon Johnson.
Yes, but I'm going to say that it was us who took the big win tonight. The audience, everybody watching, we all had a great fight.